It's a me, Tommy Amico, with some quick Amico reflections. Goose has brought to our attention some really funny shit, which his latest video shows Tommy Tallarico bragging about having the biggest show ever in China. 750,000 people were in attendance watching him in the bird's nest in China. And he called Steven Tyler and he said, "Steven Tyler, have you ever done a show this big?" Which is so fucking funny because he follows it up with, hey, that show wasn't really real. You did a show for like, 30,000 or 60,000 people, and like 600,000 of them were watching online on Chinese YouTube. That's pretty cool. Did you know that Steven Tyler played the 2001 Super Bowl? That's, if you want to look that up, that's Super Bowl XXXV. And there were about, 82 million people watching Steven Tyler with NSYNC and Britney Spears. Yeah, they were watching it on television. Yeah, on nationally broadcast television, right? So, not cable, real TV. So, that's a lot of people. I don't think Steven really freaked out too hard when he saw that, but you never know. And in the comments of that, people are talking about, does Tommy even really play guitar? And I tell you something, Sweet and Tender Hooligan found the Tommy Tallarico, what we call a rig rundown. If you don't play guitar, you probably never watch these videos where it's a rig rundown. They show you all their guitars that they bring on stage. Then they usually real guitarists show their amps. In Tommy's video, he doesn't show the amps. He doesn't talk about the amps. He probably has no fucking idea. He's not plugged into a fucking amp, so why would he show you his amp, right? Like, he doesn't know about amps. I don't think Tommy knows anything about the innards of his guitars. He doesn't talk about, like, what they sound like, the pickups, what he uses to record anything, or how it works out differently. In the Zelda one, he's got a Strat acoustic guitar, which are considered some of the worst guitars in the fucking world, and people who actually play guitar hate them. But he plays it and that's one where I think everyone, we gotta look at it again, but I'll put the video link in, but that's one where he calls Link Zelda. He's got like a Link pick guard, and he's like, I run my pick across Zelda's face here. That's a terrible fucking guitar. But I don't think Tommy knows about his guitars. He doesn't talk about like the scale length. He doesn't talk about guitarist shit. Like, his rig rundown is really fucking strange. Doesn't talk about the amps, doesn't talk about the pedals, doesn't talk about, what kind of, if he has, what kind of tremolos he uses or anything like that, or if he does any of that shit. But, to each his own. I think he can play guitar, okay? I think Tommy could play guitar. Like, he's a decent piano player, and I think he could transfer what he knows and learn some basics on guitar. I think he could play guitar, but I don't think he plays it on stage, and I don't think he cares enough that he plays regularly. He said he broke the headstock off that Spider-Man guitar like 4 times or something. That usually just means you're throwing it around. You don't have a case that fits. You're leaning it against the floor or against walls. That's not from like playing a lot or anything. And it was broken that many times, it probably plays like shit and there's tons of fret buzz. But he wants it because it's Spider-Man. Like, I don't think he really plays these guitars on stage because I think they probably have fret buzz. I don't think he keeps the guitars in tune. Which is why on his rig rundown, he doesn't actually play any of the guitars. And you don't often see him playing guitars. I don't think he keeps them in tune. I don't think he knows how to tune by ear. I don't think he knows many licks. And it's a shame he's not around anymore, because it would be funny to ask him, like, what kind of amps he uses and shit like that, or settings and things like that, because it would seem that he just doesn't really know. I mean, the main thing is, I can't remember, was it Steve Vai or Joe Satriani that does the Halo song that we have video of Tommy trying to pretend he can do? It's called, if you don't play guitar, it's called pinch harmonics, and they're really hard to do, like, every time. Like, it's just like, it's this weird physics defying thing where you have to like pick the string and then pick it again with like the pick or your nail and get it to ring out like a harmonic. That's the squeak thing. You can do it, but not, if you did it that often. Like, that's why Steve Vai and Joe Satriani and these guys are famous, because to do it so consistently is like unheard of. So like Tallarico, if he was a guy that could do that so consistently, pitch harmonics, he'd definitely be talking about his amps. If he was a guy that could do pitch harmonics that well, he'd be talking about the kind of guitar picks he used. If he could play like Steve Vai or Joe Satriani, his rig rundown would look like their rig rundown. It would be detailed to that matter. But he doesn't care. He wouldn't be playing... If Tommy Tallarico could pull off pinch harmonics like that, like in the Halo song, he wouldn't be playing a goddamn guitar that had broken headstock 4 times. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't equate. It doesn't add up. Those are my 2 cents as a guitarist, as a touring guitarist. And that's it. Check out Goose's video and check out the rig rundown thing. I'll link them when I can.
But, you know, it could also double as a, you know, as a sniper rifle as well. Rifle.